Boy, oh boy, was that a presentation. So let's dig right in. What's going on, everyone? It's Rich Haywood here for Big Nice Screen Productions and Team RTFC, welcoming you to yet another episode of the Good Times Newsline Flashcast. Yeah, that's right. That's right. It is the Newsline, and it is technically the Flashcast, but strap in, guys. We're going to be here for a while, talking about all this crazy news, of which there was a mega, ginormous Evercade news update. That is correct. We've got Evercade news. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tabs open just with news alone that we have to dig into. And that's above and beyond the video that we're going to scrub through to find out all sorts of goodies. So let's hop right in. That's right. The Evercade showcase has indeed happened. The neo-geo showcase is here. We don't have to worry about predictions. We have to worry about, well, maybe we have to worry about later. Maybe that's another video. Going and see point by point how I was wrong. Tune in maybe tomorrow. We'll do that. We'll do that video. Today is about what has happened and what is going on, because there's so much to talk about. So let's get in. Let's just jump right in here. All right. So we got our Peggy 16. We got our Evercade Showcase Volume 3. I'm going to scrub through a little bit of the beginning, the welcome part, where Sean kind of greets everybody, not just Evercade fans, but anyone who is listening and wants to listen in. There's a little bit of an overview of what Evercade is. The essence of Evercade is to come on out and hang out and play some games together. And yes, we're going to talk about SNK and neo-geo, but first we got to introduce you or reintroduce you to the product lineup, the VS, the EXP-R, the VSR, the alphas, the Super Pockets, the fact that we have bespoke cartridges, all that kind of stuff, right? So they have this whole big thing where, look, you can play all these games on all these different devices. A lot of foreshadowing here, because they talk about the carts, they talk about Super Pockets, they talk about VS. They briefly mention Alpha, although Alpha is not a big thing here. Maybe just an arcade. But they mentioned their entire product lineup, because in the showcase you're going to see their entire product lineup actually is pretty fully represented in all of the different announcements that they make. So it's pretty good. And overall, as they do their intro, I'm going to do like an outro for them. This was a really awesome and well put together presentation, in my opinion. I think they did a solid job. I think they 100% were active and thoughtful as to how they were going to produce the video. And that sentiment actually is shared by the people in the office that we were watching the stuff with. So good job, guys, at Blaze. You guys got to put together a pretty cool show, and it was pretty awesome. But the announcements are what we're here for, right? So what was the first announcement of the showcase? Well, it said Peggy 7, and then we were like, ooh, it's purple. It's time for an arcade cart. And it's Windjammers, Karnov, and Friends, which is pretty cool, compatible with everything, of course. And what's on the cart? You get Windjammers, which, of course, is one of those crazy games I did not think that we were going to get, but we did. Here it is. It's Windjammers. And it's on a cart. You're going to be able to play it. That's awesome. That's a great get. I'm telling you right now. That's a great get. You got Karnov, which is also pretty cool. You get Vapor Trail, Hyper Offense Formation, which is it looks like a cool shooter to me, but I mean, come on, it's Windjammers, right? That's the big one. Rogue Armor Force looking like a really cool, like side scroller platformer thingy. And then Atomic Runner Shellnov, which again, some side scrolling action or whatever. That's pretty cool. That's pretty neat. It's going to come out in June of 2025 and is going to be pre-orderable. Does it say it? I don't know if it says it there. Oh, yeah, there we go. So you can pre-order it April 1st, 2025. So keep this in mind, guys. If you guys are watching early on the 31st, get that wallet ready, because there's a lot more to come. All right. Karnov, Windjammers, Karnov, and Friends is a cart that's coming out in June, pre-order in April 1st, which is tomorrow. Right. So like I said, get it ready, because man, wallet's going to be hurting. All right. Let's move on to the next one. before we get into analysis. We're going to do all the things that were shown in the video, and then we're going to go back actually to the website and get some more information and really dig in here, because there is going to be some stuff that I'm going to want to share. So, all right, cool. So we got Peggy 16. All right, cool. Now what are we going to do? We get the Evercade Presents. We get 4 incredible 32-bit games on 1 physical cartridge from Gremlin. That's right, guys. It's Gremlin Collection 2, compatible with all of your friendly faces. And I can only hear. I don't want to know what's going on over at Ed World right now, but I think they got him. I think they got him. I think it was. I know we had one of those things where like, oh yeah, like they're gonna announce all these kind of crazy things, and then people were like, yeah, they're gonna announce Gremlin 2 in the showcase. Definitely not on my bingo card, guys. Not even close. However, this is pretty cool. 2, not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 PlayStation games. Loaded and Reloaded. Not bad. Not bad games actually at all. Buggy, which looks like a pretty cool, like a PlayStation racer kind of thing. Might be a little jank on the controls. I'm not sure. And then you got Hogs of War, which is like, I don't know, some like open world kind of thing. And then Reloaded on the cart. So although it's funny, this one might actually be better, guys. I'm into that whole early 32-bit stuff. It's a giga cart, so you pay a little more, but you're getting 4 games instead of two. So I'm in it. Guys. So June 2025, which means the pre-order, of course, is tomorrow. You got to pre-order that one on April 1st, which is kind of crazy that they're doing all the pre-orders on April 1st. So it's like one of those like things. You're like, are they going to go to the website? You're going to have like a rug pull. You're not going to be able to put in your order or something because it's the first day. I don't know, whatever. But it's Gremlin 2. Gremlin Collection 2. It's a giga card. It's almost daring Ed to not get one, to have an incomplete collection or something like that. But I think it's funny. It's a good time. So then we see this VSR and this EXP-R, and I'm like, wait. This VSR and the EXP-R, they don't look like the traditional EXP-R VSR. What does that mean? We're going to go through and just rewind that again, and then we'll pause on it. This is a pretty cool looking, like kind of maybe almost like a tilt back to itself thing, where I guess people were like, hey, we want, instead of the blue grayish, the dark gray blue, we want the old style, the white red, like the old school Evercade. That's kind of cool. Those are kind of cool. If I was going to buy another VSR, I'd probably buy this one. If I was going to get one. I mean, how many different ones can I possibly have? I don't know, but the handheld looks pretty cool. I mean, this over the dark gray blue, I don't know. I think I like this one better, to be honest. And if you guys don't have an EXP-R or VSR at that $99 price point, you jump on in and get those. There is an interesting thing that was said by Sean inside of this here, where they're going to use these and allow vendors to make bundles of these with using these, and more information is going to come in that, and more information is going to become about more like bespoke modeling or something like that. I don't know if that's a hint to like maybe there's going to be even more colors and variations, but that's also pretty cool. So keep that, guys, in the little interim. We don't know whether or not there's going to be a big thing or not. However, I'm telling you right now, they said that at least you're going to be able to get different like bundles and like that kind of stuff. So maybe it's good for gift giving or that kind of thing, introducing people into the Evercade ecosystem. Not sure, but they did say that there was going to be some of that stuff that was going to happen. So interesting. And then of course you got the QR code to sign up for the newsletter. You get a free wallpaper if you sign up for the newsletter today. I'm hoping that people that have already signed up will get the email, and then they get a little wallpaper for that, which would be kind of cool. And then of course next up they're finally talking about what is going to be the thing, which is neo-geo, and it says carts are back, and you can see already, you can see some things. You see the Metal Slugs, you see the Magician Lords, you see Sengokus and Shock Troopers and on King of Fighters. These are all on one cart, guys, which means I was wrong, which is great. It's classic Evercade style, neo-geo, Arcade 1, Metal Slug. You get Metal Slug 1 on a cart. You get King of Fighters 2000 on a cart, which is a great game. You get Ironclad on the cart, which is cool. Looks like a cool little shooter thing. Magician Lord, which is something that we were mentioning before. Like, hey, this is probably going to be a thing that you're going to see. You get Sengoku, which some people are really excited about, which is cool. You get that. You get Shock Troopers, which is on that list that I was thinking of for like Discovery. Like, I would really like to play some Shock Troopers. So you get that. And you get them all in July with the pre-order available on May 1st. So Neo Geo starts the summer off by coming out in July. You can pre-order it May 1st. So we're going to be able to pre-order it next month. So that's pretty cool. And at the $24.99 price point, it's 6 games. So people on the Evercast, the Pete and Crow and even Ed and I were thinking, but it's not going to go over 10. So we were right. It didn't go over 10. But, and it's a mix, which I was wrong. As I thought for sure they were going to have, Metal Slug Collection, King of Fighters Collection, whatever. And then maybe Neo Geo Arcade with all the cool niche things. But was not to be, which is kind of cool. I actually enjoy this. This is Evercade to me. Give me a couple different things on a cart and just, like, let me feed off of it. It's much preferred, in my opinion, than it was to get that. But I thought for sure, because there were so many different Metal Slug games and so many different King of Fighters and so many different whatevers, that I thought we were going to get the collection there. Now, they said that wasn't all. We got the Neo Geo Super Pocket. So back on the Hyper Mega Tech train, we get a new thing. It's, of course, a Super Pocket. It's got Neo Geo. You got the black and gold, which is iconic, an iconic coloring scheme. You get a whole bunch of games. They don't necessarily do too much to tell you what games are on there, but we'll get to that. We'll get to the game lists. Make sure you stay in the video. By the time we get to the end, I'll make sure I go through, and we're going to really dig deep. Like I said, this is going to be a long one. I'm going to dig deep, and we're going to talk about that. So that one I was right. Most of us were right. There was going to be a Neo Geo Pocket, Super Pocket. There is a Neo Geo Super Pocket. And I was right again. If there was going to be a Neo Geo Super Pocket and it looks really cool, I bet you there's going to be another one that's going to look even more cool. And also, by the way, it's pre-orderable tomorrow. So make sure, again, that's 3 things you can pre-order tomorrow. Are we going to get the 4? I think so. But at least 3 things right now you can pre-order. But if you didn't like that look, there might be a different look of the Super Pocket in a special edition, possibly. And if you're thinking about what it might look like, oh yeah, I bet you what it's going to look like. And hopefully they will show it pretty soon. And then I can stop like doing all of the things here where I'm trying to bail for time and the video's not bailing me out. There it is. It's the Neo Geo Pocket limited edition, limited to 3,000 units, looking very awesome in its red, white MVS coloring with the colorized buttons. This one looks super sweet. This actually makes me not necessarily want the Atari one anymore with the red and black, because I can just get this one and it's like looking super iconic. The other one with the black and gold is cool, but this one is, you got to get it, right? You got to get it. Because not only are there's going to be games, there's going to be games that aren't going to be on carts, right? That's a given. We already know that that's going to be a thing. So unless you want to get all the games, you got to get all the things, right? So, with the exception of some, right? The Technos cart actually, I think, had not a single representation of a game that wasn't already on a cart. So are we going to continue to break that trend though, as the Technos being the outlier? I don't know. But Neo Geo, for sure, there's going to be games that are on here that are not going to be on carts. We already know that. We know that's going to be a thing. So get your wallets ready for this one, because it's limited to 3,000 units. You got to get in right away, and it's only going to it's going to start on April 1st. So you got to get in there and get the pre-orders in and do all that kind of stuff. Well, again, what's the games list? There's no division between the special edition and the regular edition. So the same games on both Super Pockets, just the coloring. But of course, if you want to get in and get one of those 3,000 really awesome, sweet red ones, you got to get in there early and you got to be there. It's fun stock only. So you got to be on there on fun stock and you hit the buttons and you do your things. So be aware of that because that's, you're going to have to do it that way. So what else we got? We got some more. We got some Peggy 12s. That looks like possibly another Super Pocket, and it's the Data East Super Pocket. And it's looking like, I don't know. I like the fact that they're going with these like weird pastel-y like color things for some of these units. They look different than some of the other ones. This separates you from the My Arcades and the other things. Like, I like the cool design. I like the fact that they take nods to earlier like logo designs from the companies, and that's how they get their colors, their color schemes, and that kind of thing. And there is that. But this is Data East, right? So we've got not one, not two, but 3 carts for Data East. Got Data East Collection 1, Data East Arcade 1, and Arcade 2. So again, the Technos, there was no bespoke or other games that you could get. They were all on carts. Is this one going to break the trend? We're going to find out in a little bit when we go through over the game lists. There's 18 games on there. How many are on different carts? And how many maybe are on a Super Pocket / Evercade device for the first time? So does that swing? Does that sway your pre-ordering prowess to be saying, oh, well, I'm going to pay $59.99 because I got to get every game on every device that I could get on an Evercade thing and play them. Now, there are obviously there are some that like didn't get the alphas, so of course there's games that you can't play on there either. So like what are you gonna see? What are you gonna think? So this, I think, is also where they're wrapping up things. I think this was the last thing. It was the Data East Super Pocket was the last of the things. They're going over all of the things that you can pre-order. Make sure you can set that date. It's April 1st. It's tomorrow. You can pre-order the Neo Geo cart in May 1st, and that's going to be alongside another cart that they're not announcing yet, but they're going to be back in May with more information, not only on that other cart, but they're going to be telling you about more stuff that's going to be coming out towards the remainder of the year. So they're not done yet with the announcements. They're just done for now with the announcements. So we got the Super Pockets in this one, so we know that there is hardware there. Is there going to be more hardware? Do we get more information about the VSR, EXP-R thing? I'm not sure, but that was pretty cool. And then, of course, at the very end of the video, they had a little bit of a nod to fans of the OG. They brought it back. It was the OG original loading screen for the very first firmwares of the Evercade, and that was kind of cool. It was like nice little nod, nice little Easter egg touch at the end. So that was kind of neat. So that was it. The Neo Geo Showcase is here. Now it's gone. It's out of here. We're done. But now, what can we find out about all of the things that we just saw? Can we get more details? Can we get more information? Well, you're here, and you're still here, hopefully at the 18-minute mark, coming to watch some more about this particular story because I got you. We got some more information. First off, again, go to the website, go to evercade.co.uk, see that sign up to our newsletter thing, hit the thing, put the thing in, and get some information and do all that kind of stuff because there's probably going to be more things coming out. And they've already refreshed, so you're already getting stuff for Neo Geo Arcade 1. You're getting all that kind of stuff there. But we're going to skip over to Hyper Megatech Land real quick. We're going to go over here to Hyper Megatech Land to look at the Neo Geo Pocket Super Pocket Neo Geo Edition, I should say. And the reason why we're going to do that is because, well, we know that there are 14 games. Well, what are the games? We didn't know the games. Now we're going to find out the games. So let's go down here and play some games like Alpha Mission 2, Blazing Star, Fatal Fury Special, King of the Monsters 2, The Next Thing, which is kind of cool, Last Resort, Metal Slug X, Mutation Nation, Overtop, Samurai Showdown 2, Sengoku 3, Shock Troopers Second Squad, which is cool, Soccer Brawl, The Last Blade, very cool, and Top Hutter, Roddy and Kathy. So these games, I'm telling you right now, you are not seeing these games on carts. So if you want to play these games, you got to get your Super Pocket fix, and you got to get these. You got to get a Super Pocket, right? So all these games, I think, are going to be not on a cartridge. So more games are coming, but there'll be different games that are on those other collections, right? These games are going to be exclusive to the Super Pocket. I am almost positive. So all you got your pre-loaded games, USB-C charging, Evercade compatible. Okay, over 60 cartridges with 600 games, what they say now, which is kind of cool. Still got the IPS screen and the headphone jack. I mean, it looks slick. The original one does look really slick. I mean, that is kind of cool. But I mean, come on, you got the red one. You know, they got me. I said if they made an MVS one that's got the red awesome, like red on white with the colored button things, that I was gonna get it. It happened. I'm gonna get it. If they do an alpha, you know what's gonna happen, because I have to do the video. I gotta do the video. So that's it. So there is a thing. It is definitely happening. But at least we got the games list again. Alpha Mission 2, Blazing Star, Fatal Fury Special, King of the Monsters 2, Next Thing, Last Resort, Metal Slug X, Mutation Nation, Overtop, Samurai Showdown 2, Sengoku 3, Shock Trooper Second Squad, Soccer Brawl, Last Blade, and Top Hunter, Roddy and Kathy. Now, besides Top Hunter, everything else on here is like, there's some Discovery, there's some other things, there's some like classics, that kind of stuff, classic Evercade list here. And I mean, I'm definitely going to get it because I want to play all these games. So, you know, that's a thing for me. Now, on the other side of the Super Pocket land, right, we've got the Data East one. Now, here is the thing. Let's go to the Data East one. All right. We've got it right here. We've got it. It's $59.99. If you're going to collect them all, you can collect them all. 18 games. And here they are. There's B-Wings, Bad Dudes vs. Dragon Ninja, Breakthrough, Burger Time, Burnin' Rubber, Chain Reaction, Crude Buster, Gate of Doom, Joe and Mac Returns, Joe and Mac, Caveman Ninja, Karate Champ, Lock and Chase, Peter Pepper's Ice Cream Factory, Spin Master, Super Burger Time, Edward Randy, Tumble Pop, and Wizard Fire Dark Seal. Now, which one of these is on carts and which one of these is not on carts? Don't worry, I got you. I did my homework. B-Wings is on Data East Arcade 2. Bad Dudes vs. Dragon Ninja, Data East Arcade 1. Breakthrough is on Data East Arcade 1. Burger Time is on Data East Arcade 1. Burnin' Rubber is on Data East Collection 1. Chain Reaction is on Data East Arcade 1. Crude Busters on Data East Arcade 2. Gate of Doom is on Data East Arcade 1. Joe and Mac Returns is on Data East Arcade 2. Joe and Mac Caveman Ninja is not on a cart unless this is the arcade version of the second game that was on Data East Collection 1, but I'm not sure. That's the only one I'm not sure on, but I'm pretty sure that was not on a collection that is one that's off a collection. Then you got Karate Champ, which is on Data East Collection 1, Lock and Chase, which is on Data East Arcade 1, Peter Pepper's Ice Cream Factory, which is on Data East Arcade 2, Spin Master, which is actually not on any cart. That was the only one that's not on any cart so far that I know of for sure. Super Burger Time's on Data East Arcade 2. Edward Randy's on Data East Arcade 2. Tumble Pop is on Data East Arcade 2. And Wizard Fire Dark Seal 2 is on Data East Arcade. Oh, Tumble Pop is on Data East Arcade 1, I should say. Sorry. And then Wizard Fire Dark Seal 2 is on Data East Arcade 1 as well. So, do you spend $60 to get Spin Master and possibly Joe and Mac Caveman Ninja? So those two games. So it's $30 a game to make sure you can play those games. However, do you want to? Do you want to do that? I'm not sure. Do you want it because you got to have to collect them all because it's number 6 and you got to collect them all? I'm not sure. You know, it's one of those tough things for me because do I get it? Do I not get it? I don't know. I mean, there's also not a collector's edition version of it. So I got the collector's edition of all of them so far. So that's where I went. They did a collector's edition for Capcom. I got that one. They did a collector's edition for Technos. I got that one. Or I'm sorry, Taito, I should say. I got that one. They did one for Atari. I got that one, but not for Technos. and they did one for they're doing one for the neo-geo, but not the Data East. And am I not getting the Data East? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. I mean, right now for 2 games, I'm not sure, because is it likely that they continue to do deals with Data East and then get me more games on a different cart, and then those 2 games appear, or do they never appear, just as incentive to get the Data East collection just to have them all? But again, I'm not chasing the alphas either, and there's going to be games that I'm not going to be able to play on that unless there's a miracle cart that condenses the alphas. So, I'm in the know right now. So where are you guys? I don't know. Let's see. That's the first call out for the comments below. So let's move on to Neo Geo Arcade 1, and then go over the 6 games again real quick. We're going to go over all the games for all the announced carts. Metal Slug, which is awesome. It's the classic, right? King of Fighters 2000, which is arguably one of the better ones in the franchise. A lot of people really like that one. Shock Troopers is one that I'm looking forward to, which is really cool. Magician Lord, I actually really wanted to play that as well, so that's a really cool thing. You got Sengoku, which is an action game, which is really kind of neat, saying like battle through modern day Washington D.C. in a strange parallel world to defeat a warlord and army of spirits. Okay, I'm in. And then the steampunk shoot 'em up in Ironclad, which is cool. It's a fascinating Neo Geo rarity, is what they say now on Evercade, because that's what they do, right? That's what they do there. So 6 games. It's Neo Geo. I mean, obviously we're gonna get them because you got to get them all. That's the one that's pre-ordering later though, so I'm gonna do the pre-order of that right now. Pre-order that one later. Okay. Then you get the Windjammers, Karnov, and Friends cart, which I think is funny, because I think it's like one of those things where it's like different publishers that fill all the rights fell into like different like scenes. So you're getting things that are like not Neo Geo, but then are Neo Geo, and then are SNK, but are SNK, and then like that are from like different developers. That's a cool thing. Like I didn't think that there was going to be a and friends cart, to be honest, like an idea where you get multiple IP from multiple different things. And then, yeah, I know they have this one logo here, but like that does kind of open the door to other things later on down the line. It's an interesting cart for sure. And I hope that we talk a lot about during the Evercast, because I want to do some more research when we talk about this one. So what are the games? You got Windjammers, you got Karnov, you got Atomic Rover, Chelnov, which is like kind of cool. Like this is a neat one. Vapor Trail, Hyper Offense Formation, and Roga Armor Force. So these are all kind of cool. You get shoot 'em ups, you get action games, you got platformers. Windjammers though is the one. It's the one you want to play. It's a really cool like a really cool thing. We had the nod to it in I think it was a Mega Cat Collection 1. Was it the Logjammer's game that was kind of like this? Well, why get the kind of like game when you have the real thing now, right? You get the Windjammers. It's cool. I think this collection in and of itself is worth the price of admission just for Windjammers at $24.99, to be honest. But that's just me. Other people might not feel that way, but that's okay. So then we get to the 4-game card. It's awesome. That's to just slip that one in the showcase. That's some super golf clap right there. I am immensely happy that this happened. I really am. And it's kind of cool because it's like, oh hey, wait, there's some cool things on here. Loaded, Reloaded, and Hogs of War. I know of all of them. I know of all of those games. Buggy, I have no idea, but hey, they're all PlayStation games, and you give me more PlayStation games, I'm going to play more PlayStation games. The fact that they're Gremlin games is just hilarious. But Loaded and Reloaded, I don't know, man. These might be sleepers for some people, and that would be kind of cool. But Hogs of War being a strategy game is very intriguing to me. It's very intriguing to me. So I am all about this, and I'm going to play all these games, and I think I'm just going to be happy. The fact that it's also 1 to 4 players is also very cool. So maybe I could do that. I mean, it's probably past the controller stuff, but even still, like, that's cool. Like, could sit down, play with some friends, and play some wacky games. Very, very neat. So that is all of the game lists and all of the other things. So we go do a little bit of a recap on this. It's You can do Windjammers and Windjammers, Carnoff and Friends, Gremlin 2, the neo-geo Super Pocket, and the Data East Super Pocket, and the neo-geo Special Edition. You can pre-order all of them starting tomorrow. Tomorrow, April 1st. You wake up, you hit the buttons, bang. Things are going to be arriving at your doorstep in early June. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty neat. So they're keeping the train rolling, right? And you're still going to get hardware, and you're going to get software stuff, and the Neo Geo stuff is here. So that's pretty cool. And then as far as the Neo Geo carts, you wait one more month. You're going to be able to pre-order Neo Geo Cart 1 with something else that's attached to it that they haven't announced yet. So, we'll have to wait until the release of the June carts, I'm sure. And then you're going to get the one that you can pre-order alongside your Neo Geo cart, plus maybe some more teasers. But again, they said they were going to be back in May talking about more. So does that mean there's another showcase in May? So we just wait 2 more months and then there's another showcase? I don't know, maybe. That'd be kind of cool. And then maybe that showcase is bigger because it's going to give you more hardware and more things you want to pre-order for the holiday season. Who knows? But I'm liking where this is headed. I am really enjoying where this is headed. I like the fact that this is how they did everything, and it's a good time. It's a good time. So, what do you guys think though? We went a half hour on this thing. So this is like a mini Evercast in and of itself. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys thought. Any information that you might have thought I might have missed. I think I got just about everything that we could possibly get. I'm taking big notes. Everyone use these notes for Evercast and remind me on the Evercast on Saturday as we talk about all sorts of crazy stuff that's related to this. And make sure you get in line for those pre-orders because I think things are going to go. That special edition Super Pocket, be in it early, I think, because I think that one's going to go pretty soon. So, with all that being said, that is the end of a video here at Bacon Ice Cream Productions, and we have to do one thing and one thing only. You guys know what that is. It is thank the members of the Good Times Club. So let's do that right now. Let's thank the EverCanadian, Crimson Cross, George Games, Chris Westerman, Fan of Fiction, Lloyd Archam, Papa Pete, the Intellivision Gamer, Ken LaCure, Mr. Shua, Gunsy20, Mr. Shua, John Willig, Gunsy20, Herb Wars, DF, Joe Whitlash, David Valdez, Dan Nastic, Immortal Sojourn, and Dr. Mark Man Scientist, which means I've got to redo this thing. So thanks, everyone, including Dr. Mark Man Scientist, for just joining today. You can join by hitting the join button down below, become a member of the Good Times Club, get all sorts of cool exclusive features, including a meeting, the Good Times Club meeting that I'm going to record probably later on tonight because I have to. It's the end of the month. And you're going to get that. You're going to get some more cool things. Sometimes you get like blooper videos. Sometimes you get like exclusive videos that are just for you guys. I've been working on some cool things back behind the scenes. You guys are going to get an early look at that too. But if not, that's okay. Leave some likes, leave some dislikes, leave the subscription buttons. Please hit the subscribe button. We're trying to hit that milestone that is very close, which is I can't even believe that we're going to get to that. I can't even say the number. Just look, and you know that we're going to get to a 2 and then a 5 and then something. It's what? I can't even believe it. But help me get there by hitting the button. If you could, please. Bell for notifications in case you want to get notified when this face talks to you. And then, of course, until next time, we will catch you next time for some good times. I'm Rich, and we'll see you later. Take it easy, guys. And hopefully see you in that line tomorrow for some more Evercade awesomeness. See ya.
rtfc.baconicecream.com.